Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the September 17th Ashland Board of Health meeting to order. The first thing on the agenda is citizen participation. Do we have any citizen participation? Okay, with that being said, don't think Doug's on yet. Raj, why don't we just go to the number 4? Oh, actually, are those people going to be on for 507 Main Street?
They're supposed to say yes, but I see a phone here, it might be them.
Is there anybody here from 507 Main Street?
Hi.
Oh, it looks like she is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're here for 507 Main?
Yes, I am. Emily, ven a ayudarme a traducir. Hi.
Hi. So Raj, do you want to take us through this?
Sure, sir. So what's happening, we have sent the documentation to the board, and I know we got a couple of questions today regarding the number of the chickens. Unfortunately, it was a little late, we didn't have the dimensions on, but to give you the background, right, we had a complaint on this property. That's how we got involved, right, with unpermitted chickens. And then the chickens was kind of in wetland, right, and the conservation is involved from that side. So we have a couple of meetings with the conservation board as well, and with the conservation agent, right? So we kind of find a way, for them to still keep the coop, and so they have to move the coop, so the diagram we have sent it to the board, right, is kind of the area that we have all agreed to move the coop there, and that have a couple of variances, right? One variance is from the neighbors abutters, and second is the distance from the wetland. Conservation is okay with that distance from the wetland, and we have got letters from both the abutters, one on the right and the left, that they're okay with it.
Okay, so just as a summary, so they originally had chickens there that were unpermitted. And then once we got a complaint, we went out and looked at it and found out that the coop was not where it could actually be until conservation got involved. And now neighbors are okay with the proposed new location, and so isn't conservation?
That is correct.
Okay, so how many chickens are we talking about?
So that I know that is a little, I guess they're asking for 24, if I'm not wrong, but we have to do a little more work on that, given the size of the coop and all that, right? I guess we have texted Donna, probably she got it late, but we will work with them and permit the number of chickens, right? Once if the board approves the variances, we will work with the dimensions of the coop and the land, right, and give them number of chickens that they can have.
Okay. How many chickens do you currently have?
Around 20.
Okay, and what is our current, Raj, just because I don't know this, how many are people currently allowed to have without a variance?
So this is on the dimensions, right? So it's not, so the regulation we adopted, just I was coming on board, right? We have adopted regulation that it's on the size of the coop as well as how much area you have, so we just need a little more information to calculate like how many chickens they can have,
So I think the way we should leave it is
So,
that,
Ed,
so we should, sorry.
So I'm looking
go
at
ahead, Dave.
I'm looking at the regs right now, and it's just to answer the question that came up. It's you're allowed to have one chicken for every 3 to 4 square feet enclosed facility, which is a structure, and then for each hen you also need 10 square feet of yard. So it adds up. It'll add up pretty quick. I don't think that 20 will be supported by the property, but
Right.
It's a pretty big area that's necessary, and so I'm assuming, Raj, that this is going to come back to us. We're not voting on any variance tonight, right? Because we haven't actually seen where the new placement is going to be and how big the coop is.
Sarah,
Yeah.
I see. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think that's better to find out first, move the chicken coop, see how large can be. From there, they figure out how many chickens, or you guys figured it out how many chickens we are allowed, and that's what they're gonna have. The rest, they will give it away.
So, Dr. J, just my 2 cents, right? Like, I mean, if the board can allow them to move the coop to the new location, and then we'll figure out the number of chickens, with that we can keep it open, right? But like, if, I don't know, it's up to the board, right? Again, but if we can allow, because right now the coop is in the wetland area, right? So the Conservation Commission is asking us, to work on this as soon as we can. So just the coop can be moved out from there and that area be restored, and then if the owners are willing to work with us on the number of the chickens, then we can actually measure it and then let them know how many they can keep and put that number on the permit as well.
So if we approve, what are we actually approving? Because the variance is asking for a specific, they're saying we want to leave it where it is now. This is what the variance language is.
No, sir, they want to move the coop.
Yeah,
I
I think from what I understand, they want to move it to where conservation said they could actually have it. Is
Yeah,
that correct, Raj?
That is
And
correct.
that is according to 5 feet from the wetlands, it's 12 feet from the house, it's 56 feet setback from the street, and 12 feet from the abutter on the other side. So
Well,
Um,
does the conservation have 75 feet or 65 feet?
They have
this,
stated, but it's 75, but
So they're going to
okay
issue a
with that.
variance. They're going to issue a variance also.
I guess, sir, they are working with the property owner, but to my communication with them, they are okay with the new location.
Okay, maybe
So
if we are
sorry, go ahead, KG. I
if we
apologize.
if we are crossing anything, that we need to probably condition that they should seek a variance from conservation to make sure it processed through. The other question that I had, if you don't mind, I think our regulation G2 says that you need to get letters sent to the abutters. Those are the only 2 abutters that they have within the limitations? I don't know what the area
is
or
correct,
the
sir.
region within. They are the only 2.
Only 2 abutters, and we have given them the abutters information, and they got the letter signed by the abutters.
Or both of them. Okay.
That is correct.
So
Raj, does that diagram, the drawing, represent the location that they're going to be moving it to, or the current location?
Where they're going to be moving it, sir?
I think
Okay, so-
the shaded one is the current one, I believe, right?
It's on the back of the property on the right
Right.
side.
Oh, that is shaded, Jay.
Yeah, that down on the bottom right.
Correct.
Is the wetland area.
Right.
But they have it drawn up in the upper right as a river, if I believe. So I think the diagram is a little inaccurate.
so if I'm reading this correctly, let me go just look at the email to double check the way I'm seeing it on my screen is the same way it shows up in the email. So on the upper right is where the wetlands is, as I think you just said, Jay. The street is to the left, which is the only street that is anywhere near the house, or near the property, I should say. If I'm correct, the lower left is actually the driveway. I don't think that's the current location of anything, but I could be wrong.
Can we bring it up to all look at it together?
Yeah, I can. Sure. I
Yeah.
can try to do that. I think
'Cause
if I have,
I found it a little confusing, and I think if we're going to vote on anything, I just want to make sure we absolutely are all on the same
Yeah,
page.
I'm
I
not-
definitely trust that, the Conservation Commission is good with it, and we're fine with moving it and everything. But I was confused by the diagram, given how I compared it to Google Earth, where Main Street was, Kidder Fenwall. Maybe I'm just disoriented, which wouldn't be surprising.
yeah, I don't I don't think the way that it's drawn is it doesn't have compass directions on it, so that's a little bit tricky. Laura, I'll need either whoever is going to share the document, I think needs permission from
Yeah, I
you.
just made you a co-host.
Okay,
You don't
great,
mind
thanks.
sharing it? Thank you.
Yep.
Maybe you could just point out, Dave, what you think Main Street is and orient us that way. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I might have some little difficulties with my computer security systems for doing this for some reason, which would
Laura,
really be
maybe
kind of
Laura, you
annoying.
wanna make me host, you know, I'll share it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like Pantano, where it says Pantano, I guess that's the swamp area, right?
That's
one-
the swamp.
Yeah.
Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So okay.
So yeah, if you were looking at it on Google Maps, then the street actually, where here it's running north-south, first of all, it's at an angle. So
Yeah.
but second of all, I think the house is on the north side. I'm sorry, on the south side of the why is this not letting me go back
No,
and forth?
but not.
So is that Sarah supposed to be the street, or is that a fence, a property line?
Which one?
Or it
On the
says-
left-hand side.
I think it's the street, and it looks like
Yeah.
the shaded area. I don't know if my Spanish is well. That means like it's a park.
Right. And so I thought that the park was to the back left side. Well, if you're looking at the property at the front of the house, the back to the right. So if that's the case, and there's the chicken coop out there, if you're looking at the house, it's kind of in the back to the left. Then what is the swamp area up to the upper right? Is that should it really be down to the lower right?
Well, let me make it myself clear what it is. The red color is the building, the
house.
residence. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Casa de Galinos is the chicken coop, I believe, correct?
The current one, right?
And if I recall from the meeting that I attended once before on the Concom, that shaded area happens to be some kind of a basketball or some court that they had made without permits. That is the thing. I think that's what it is. And the blue shaded one is the wetland area that they're talking about. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir, yes.
Yeah,
Is
except
that-
it's
Now they're
the-
showing that, and now they're showing that they're moving it back the 65 feet.
Okay.
yeah, the
So where's the front door to the house? Is the front door to the house on the top side of this page, or is it to the left of the red?
Left, sir. To my
Okay,
understanding,
okay.
it's the left.
That's all I want to know. Got it. Now,
I
now
know
makes-
this is not a perfect diagram, you know,
Okay.
but
Okay, got it. All right. I'm satisfied with the drawing. If everybody else is, I do have a couple more questions, Raj. I don't want to belabor. Okay, so in the new application, then they will put in the distances. It's required in the permitting application that you put in the distances from the wetlands, the abutters, and all of that. I don't believe I saw that in the application that you had sent to me. The other thing that I wasn't clear about, which is important in this case in particular, is what's the plan from removing manure? If it's going to be close to the wetlands, the plan needs to be really fleshed out in the permit, and it is not. It's hard to read. It needs to be more legible, but it needs to be more fleshed out. And I'd like to know that tonight. What is the plan for removing manure? And then finally, they mention use of bug spray as a way to control pests. What does the Conservation Committee think of that?
Sure. Can we ask them, sir, these questions?
I can start with the first one. I don't think we have to share the screen unless anybody wants to.
Well, the only
Go ahead.
thing that I think is getting missed or there's a little confusion around. So the drawing is for the new location of the structure of the facility, the animal facility. The Casa de Gallinas is for the new location. That's
That
what
is
that's
correct.
indicating there. Right.
Mhm.
That is correct.
Yes.
Right. And that 12 feet then from the bottom is from the property line of the abutter.
That is correct, sir.
Right.
And they're moving it away from the wetlands now that it's currently near, that it's on.
It's currently in the wetlands. Yes, they're moving it 65 feet away from the wetlands.
Okay.
Okay. So yes. So with regard to my two questions, if the owner or spokesperson can answer, what is the plan to remove the manure from the chicken coop?
Yeah, I think what they're gonna do is we're gonna set up the location and move the chicken coop, and the old location is they're gonna have to put it the same way it was before. Like they're gonna go and check the location, and they're gonna tell us what needs to be done to have it kind of the same way it was. And we don't disturb that zone anymore.
So I'm not clear on how the waste is going to be removed. Is it going to be removed from the property? Is it going to be thrown out in trash? Is it going to be?
Yeah, it will be removed from the property in trash in a container. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yes.
So yeah, so that I think should be more clear in the application.
Okay.
The other question I had is first I'll just make a comment. So for storing your food, if you're going to store your chicken food in plastic containers, that's what it says in the application. Just be really careful because rats will eat through those plastic containers. So I would suggest steel containers, steel trash cans. They won't get through those, but just keep an eye on it if you use plastic. And then all in the permit, it is said that to control pests, the person that wrote answered the questions focused, I think, on bugs, which I think rodents are really going to be your biggest pests. They mentioned the use of bug spray, and I just wondered, being near the wetlands, is that something that is not allowed or something we need to weigh in on?
Well, we haven't noticed, we don't have a problem too much. Right now, we don't have a bugs problem. But if we say we will have it in the future, like once we move it and it's too close to the street and to the house and we had a problem, they will hire a person, a specialist, to come and spray what is okay according to the laws.
Raj? Raj? Ed? What
No,
happened?
I
Yeah,
think Raj
KG, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The question is that if we do vote on this variance, can we add whatever Jay's concerns are as conditions to work with if there is a need for it?
Absolutely. I actually think, if we want to do this right, I think if we want to do this right, the only thing we should vote on tonight is the variance to allow them to move the chicken coop. And then once we have the size of the chicken coop, they come back in front of the board for that we know the amount of chickens, and at the same time, we supply them with the other concerns that we have, like, for example, like what Jay's talking about, and have that all spelled out.
Right,
So-
or we could just tell them to move temporarily and come back and get all the entire thing done in one shot.
But
Yes.
they do need,
No.
so again, I think we could do a variance, just that with conservation's approval, that to move the chicken coop, and then for once that's done, they notify Raj, and then they come in front of the board again.
No, the question is that we give a variance for a permit, right?
The permit to move the chicken coop.
But that doesn't mean that whole.
Because then Raj or someone's gonna have to go out and measure this so
Mhm.
that we can give them so as part of the agreement, we will be able to tell them the maximum amount of chickens that they can have per the guidelines.
Yeah. Or are they making the coop the same size?
So the coop is in there. They're gonna just move the coop, the coop is already there.
So
So,
do we
but
have the
that-
dimensions of the coop yet?
Yeah, because what that means to me is that if we're granting a variance, we're granting a variance based on the dimensions of the current coop. We're saying, well, they can go ahead and move it. We're okay with that, but we don't even know what the dimensions are.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is it that we're approving? I feel like we don't have all the information. I'd be fine with just having them move it, and then, like Ed said, go back and then revisit it, go out and inspect it, and all of that. But then that sounds like we don't need to vote on anything. We just need to say, okay, go ahead and we'll
Go
revisit
ahead
it.
and move, and then we go out and have Raj, have you and Donna go out, measure it, and then we grant the variance with per conservation and give them the maximum amount of chickens that can be in the coop legally.
Sounds good.
And
I think-
does the building inspector have to weigh in also, because the dimensions of the coop is also requires a building permit if it is exceeds certain amount is.
I think it comes under it. I think if you do the math, it comes
Uh-huh.
just under the amount,
Okay,
fortunately. So I don't think
Okay.
they have to worry about that.
building inspector. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I think
So-
the extra time would allow us to answer some of the other questions, like the pest issue. Like, I agree with Jay that rodents are going to be the problem there, and that could end up being a problem for the neighbors. So we want to have a firm idea of what the plan is to control rodents and the waste disposal, and so that's all included in at least the variance, the wording of the variance. And then it's all taken care of and not as vague as some of the issues are right now.
For the resident, how much time do you need to move the chicken coop?
No, if you're okay, they will do it in a weekend. The
So-
following weekend, so that they don't need.
If
They're just
so, if they
waiting for
could
the-
move it,
Sorry.
we can actually get this back on the agenda for the October 1st meeting
Yes,
for the variance.
Man,
So
I-
I think that's where
I
we're
don't-
gonna leave it.
I think I
so-
don't see any problem, because right now
Right.
it is there anyway.
Right. So, yeah, so if you can
Yeah.
move it, and Raj, maybe you can get in touch with them, move the chicken coop, and then we're gonna come out, inspect it, measure it, and then give you the max amount of chickens. And at the same time, Raj, maybe you could email them the additional questions that, Jay has, so that
Sure.
they can have that for the meeting.
I mean, Chief Berman, yes, this is a good thing because we've been working on this. There've been, challenges, this is pending from at least 4 to 5 months right now, so that'll be a good first step, I appreciate that, but like, we'll work on the pending items, and then go about it, so. I mean, right now,
Yes.
it being in the wetland is causing more harm, from that side, right? Like, but then get that going, and we'll work on the additional items and get them back on the agenda if the board approves, so.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's have them move it. Like we said, we're not gonna vote on anything tonight. Have them move it. New inspection with measurements, with an email to the resident on Jay's additional questions on the manure and storage of food. And then we'll vote at the next meeting.
And then if you need to get any input from Donna get input also from Donna by that time. So
Correct. Okay. Thank you for coming to the meeting tonight.
No, thank you. Thank you.
All
Right.
right, so we'll go back one. Is Doug Scott here?
I saw a phone now,
Yeah,
so
I think he's trying. So
Chief, I guess we have a phone that just came in, but he
Okay.
definitely had challenges. Let's see if that's him, so.
All right, Doug, if that's you that just signed on, you're muted. All right, well, why don't we for now, why don't we go on to your report, Raj?
Thank you, sir. So 2017 road still pending, the owner of the property with the daughter was here a couple of weeks back. I connected them with Eversource, and Eversource have waived the fee. It seems there was $1,000 fee for the application, to be reviewed by Eversource. I guess they have kind of waived it for right now, but they still have to send some documentation to Eversource to get that going. So 2017 road still pending. Minda School, I have sent an email just a little before the meeting to the board. The schools have sent me reports for all the air quality testing. Last week they have confirmed that the mold that was at Minda's was remediated, and then they got the air quality testing done. I guess the only item that I've seen in the Minda's report is relative humidity. That's like a little on the higher side. Review all the report as well, and we can discuss. Then we did had our International Overdose Awareness Day event. Barbara was there. Thank you, Barbara, for coming. We in together planted 2,125 flags, and distributed all that stuff at the event. The tobacco regulations, and we've sent Pari. I know it's taking me some time, there's a lot going on, so hopefully by next meeting, I have that and I'll send it to board for review. With the Arbover virus, for right now in the state, we have 4 EEE cases and 11 of West Nile cases. And our central mosquito program have stopped spraying as of now, for the season. And it's almost end of the season, though. Looks like we have extended summer, kind of, warm weather at this time. But usually the mosquitoes are gone, or, they die by the second frost, so, and hopefully we don't see any more cases with West Nile or EEE. With Mill Pond, I don't have any update from the last time. They did say that they'll probably change of ownership happening in August. I will check with them again, but I have asked the owners to update us, before any change of ownership is happening. A couple of weeks back, with our food establishment, Tom was out inspecting. He found GB Burgers that they are on Pond Street at the Excel gas station, that they are no more operating. They are out of business. And next day I went by and confirmed it. So that's that. And with Townhouse Pizza, this was like 3 weeks back. They are done with their renovations. We have done the inspection and they are open back. Housing cases, Chestnut Place apartment, the trash is better. Did a couple of inspections there. We picked up a complaint at Ashland Woods regarding trash now, and we have sent an order letter to them to correct it as well as get pest control, as I saw some rodent activity at the dumpster. And with 137 Pond Street, myself and Doug was at the Worcester Courthouse on September 4. Assistant AG, Ms. Fahey, was also there. So the judge have actually started the procedure to appoint a receiver for this property. I'll notify the board once we have that. So once the receiver is appointed, he's going to come out look at the possible options, what can be done with the property, possible repairs, or whatever they can do with it. So to get that going, I guess there are 4 or 5 family members there at the court hearing. Just an update on monkeypox. I know, like last month, WHO declared this as a public health emergency in Central Africa, and I guess there's a lot of cases around Congo and neighboring countries. But then I was doing some check on this today, and though this is not a reliable source, I didn't see that at CDC website. I saw in online that there was like close to 744 cases in the United States. Wow. From April 2024. But I will verify that, but I was not able to see those numbers on CDC. The latest COVID booster is out. It's authorized for anybody 12 plus. We did had a clinic today that we did 24 vaccines today. And there are upcoming clinics on October 8th, 22nd, November 5th, and November 19th for right now. And then we are planning for a Saturday clinic as well. So just so people who cannot come during the day will probably have a Saturday clinic soon, And I have asked the pharmacy for possible dates they can do it, and then we'll plan that. Other than that, from last meeting, we have picked up 1 TB cases. There was 1 salmonellosis that a kid under age 3 have picked up, was possibly some water exposure at one of our water bodies. That's what the parents said. And then we have 1 cryptosporidiosis case and 1 campylobacter. So a lot going on around, but last month we had like 5 salmonella cases, so I am open for any questions for the board.
Quick question about Townhouse, since they were on the meeting last time. The inspection went well with the upgrades they did? No problems?
Yes, there are a couple of items, physical core items that they still need to work on, but other than that, it was okay. That they need to get in one of their walk-in coolers, because I did this inspection, so I know they need to get a metal sheet. They had some sort of material that I didn't find comfortable, that can have mold or something growing under. So I have them remove at the time of inspection, and they were supposed to get, or they'll probably be getting a metal sheet in the walk-in. And there was a screen supposed to be repaired, the exterior door screen for that was supposed to be repaired. Chief, go ahead, please.
Sorry, Raj, when will you be going back there? Just
we can schedule one, sir. So
okay. Yeah, I just don't want them to think that, okay, you were inspected and we're not coming back for a while.
It's on the report, but yes, we'll 100% follow up. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Raj? No. All right. Is Doug on? Is Doug Scott on?
That's his phone number. That's his phone.
Doug, you're muted. If you can unmute.
He says he cannot unmute.
I bet it's probably like a keypad, like you have to press like *9 or something like that in order to mute or unmute yourself.
What is it?
I don't know what the exact code is, but my guess is for Zoom dial-ins, there's probably like you have to hit a key sequence on the phone in order to mute or unmute yourself.
Yeah. Maybe you can hang up and try to dial in again.
I mean, should we just get this on for the next agenda, Raj?
We can do that, sir.
Sorry, I just read that.
Go ahead,
yeah,
please.
*6 is something that Doug could try. I just
All right,
Googled
I'll tell him.
real quick.
So press *6.
*6. Yeah, it should hit the mute on and off. Can try that.
Thank you.
Yep.
And
Faster
Chief,
than I am, Jay.
by the time they do it, so if board wanna have any questions, please send my way from the bylaw. Any comments, any questions, please send it to me. We'll bring him on next time, or try for the next meeting. But if you have any concerns, questions on the bylaw, please send it my way, and we'll have it addressed.
Did everyone have a chance to review the bylaw change? Does anybody have any concerns?
I don't remember having any concerns, so I would have.
I didn't see anything either. And Raj, is this something that we need to vote on?
Sir, this is a bylaw, so it's gonna go to the town meeting, so
It has to go to town meeting, right?
Okay.
So why don't we leave it at this then? If you just want to review it again, and if anybody has any concerns, just email Raj so he can then check with Doug Scott to get back to whoever has the questions. That sound good for everybody?
Yep.
Fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so the next thing, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Future agenda items, and Raj, it says the 2025 permit renewals.
That's Laura, sir, but yes, so we should be mailing that soon, so. Laura, you have any comments?
We were hoping to have the new system software in place, but it looks like it will be paper again this year. Hopefully next year.
That definitely won't be, that's again, my 2 cents, I guess we're still not there yet, so. But I heard in the last meeting, that there is progress, for the software, but I don't think so for this permitting season, it's going to happen, so.
Okay. All right, so as of right now, our next meeting is October 1st. Unless anything emergent comes up. Does anybody else have any new business or anything that needs to be discussed?
No.
No? Okay, so with
None-
that being
none
said, I
so
need a
far.
motion to adjourn.
So moved, sir.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.